Hi, Therese.
Hi,
How are you?
feedback. I'm doing great. Thanks for
Thank
having
you so
me.
much for your time and coming, and I'm very excited about our conversation today.
I'm excited to be here.
Please tell us, where are you from?
Hi, I'm originally from Senegal in West Africa, born and raised, and especially in inland. Senegal is more like on the west coast, like on the west side by the Atlantic Ocean. So inland by Kaolack, it's like a very, very hot weather. And yes, born and raised. And here I am today in the United States. This is home now.
Which city was it you grew up?
Kaolack.
Kaolack.
Kaolack. Kaolack. Uh,
I know Senegal is on the west coast, and the only city I know,
mm,
unfortunately, is Dakar.
Dakar, yes, the capital.
So how
Yeah,
far is Kaolack from Dakar?
probably like a 3 hour
So,
drive, 3 to 4, without traffic. But of course, with traffic, it lengths to
and how
7 hours.
how big is Kaolack in comparison to Dakar?
Kaolack is definitely larger, and Dakar is. I see Dakar like New York, small, but everybody wants to live there, so it population is has increased a lot, and of course, it's such a small land. But there's a lot to see. But Khao Lak is more like a vast kind of area where there's so much and so much land that hasn't been used, so bigger. But when it comes to population-wise, Dakar definitely has more.
Would you say Kaolack is also one of the desirable places to move to live in Senegal?
No, people are running away from
Running.
Khao Lak.
Oh,
It's
really?
one of those, honestly. There hasn't been change over the past years. At some point, based on history, and even when I was younger, I remember it was like very abundant when it comes to peanuts and then exportation of peanuts, and then like so many farms. It was back then probably, but now uh, most people, it's more like rural exodus where most people want to just leave. They don't want to stay.
Oh, okay. Yes, too much in your face. So, how old were you when you left for the United States?
In the United States, I was 25 years old.
25.
Yes,
And so
yes.
25 of your 8 years have been spent in Kaolack.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All of one city, right?
Born, yeah, born and raised there. One
Okay.
city, moved around a lot, but yeah, born and raised in Kaolack, traveled within a few, we have like a bunch of different regions,
Mhm.
but mostly traveled up to the west side. And yes, Kaolack has been the place I know, the place that most people know me, and my parents and grandparents were born and raised there. So it's been actually no, my grandparents were born and raised in the north, but then moved to Kaolack, and it made it home.
So it's really home for you, right?
It's home for me.
Wow,
Yes, yes.
amazing. What was your childhood like? Was it? Do you have good memories or some struggles? Or what? What can you describe?
Um, a lot of like most people's childhood, honestly, lots of amazing memories
Hmm.
and lots of struggles. It was very well balanced in a way. That's how I see it now. But it was very, very interesting. A lot of activities,
Hmm.
lots of fun, lots of culture, lots of tradition, lots of like wow. It's just filled with abundant things to do, things to learn, and but also things to fight a lot. So yeah, lots of obstacles, but lots of joy. It's Africa,
Right,
I feel like we're invented joy or something.
right, right. Do
Yeah.
you speak other languages than English?
Yes, I do. I speak Wolof, which is our national language. Most of majority of Senegalese and even some other few other countries around the surroundings, they do speak it too. So Wolof is the national language. And in my country, we have a total of around 30, 39 different languages. Yeah, idioms that are spoken only in Senegal. My mom's tongue, I have learned a little bit, haven't mastered quiet, but I can understand it so well. And that's Fula. And some people you will see in the subregions, Fulani is a very common tribe. They used to be the nomads, traveled around in some different parts of Africa and settled as they go. So there's a lot of Fulani tribes that you will see in the different parts of Africa. And I also speak French, which is the official language in my country because it was colonized by the French. So French is the official language. Everything in school, from offices, everything is in French. And
So you like
yeah,
me, I speak English because my country was colonized by British people.
there you go. There you go.
So Olaf is
Wolof.
your national language.
Wolof.
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 Mm-hmm.
Wolof is your national language, and French
Correct.
is the official language.
Correct.
And the other one you said is because you learned it from your mother.
Fulani or
Fulani.
Fula. You can say Tukula, you can say Fulani. Some people say Fula. Yes, that's the other tribal idioms that I.
If you were to say that you can communicate quite properly in 4 languages? Or
Yes.
Four.
Four going into five. Well, four going into five because I now live in Florida and I made it a goal of mine to speak language, Spanish. It's very close to French, so why not? So I practice a lot and I speak it a lot, especially whenever I see someone who speaks Spanish. I never miss that opportunity. I just keep practicing.
You're so motivated. My next door neighbors are from Venezuela.
Yeah.
And they're 80-year-olds, so they don't speak English.
Oh,
Not very little English, like hello.
perfect.
But so I'm learning Spanish from Duolingo.
Yes, no, it's amazing. I love Duolingo. Like,
Yes.
it's just so perfect. It's just like I used to work at the hotel, and there's few people from Venezuela, and they're new into this country. They don't speak any English. So I'm like, all right, I give them some apps and tips. I'm like, okay, but when we meet, you speak to me in English because you need to practice, and I'll only respond in Spanish. So that's been very, very, very helpful, and they love it because it's helping them push to get
Right.
get that.
So you speak English almost like a native speaker.
Yeah,
and how many years have you spent in America?
13 years, let's
13
say.
total,
Yeah.
right?
I get that a lot where people like think I'm from the Caribbean,
Okay.
or they ask me, "You're African?" Some people don't believe I'm African because of the accent. I believe, honestly, after observation, that we environment that we adapt in, it's easy to take over. It's easy to copy. It's easy to just blend in. However, after like much consideration and thoughts, because I get that a lot. Like, how come your accent? How come your English? How come? It's it's a question I could not answer. I'm like, I don't know how. It just happened. But then I thought about it, and je peux changer de langue juste comme ça. Hein. Je peux parler français comme pas possible. C'est pas du tout un problème. And then I can switch it up to English easily. But then I didn't notice that I was doing the accent thing, even in French, even in English. And I realized actually in my country, we're pretty good at that. Might be that we are pretty gifted at it. We don't pay attention to it,
I think it might be because you already have 2 languages, 3 languages before, so it's kind of sort of easier.
Yes.
Becomes easier.
Yes.
So you think your English has gotten better over the years, or was it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Big time. Just to give you an example, I talk about this all the time. It's hilarious. My stepdaughter, when I first met her, she was 8 years old, and when I was in the U.S., of course, learning, I was like into college and stuff, and I couldn't say the word awesome. Every time.
How did you say it?
Awesome. And she would laugh. She would like, what? She would crack up and die like on the floor, get up. What did you just say?
Awesome.
I say awesome. She was like, no, that's not how you say it. It's hilarious. It's just one of those funny things. And you got to learn.
But you learned from it.
Pick it up. Yeah, it's just listening to people mostly.
Very nice. Right.
That auditory gift.
Did you also go to, did you go to school here?
I went to college at Suffolk University, Boston, in Massachusetts.
Okay. And how is you said Boston?
Yeah.
I moved here from Boston.
Really?
Boston University. That's where I went to school.
Look at that. Oh, wait, where's there?
Boston University.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That was right there.
I have my master's degree in creative writing from Boston, BU.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Oh, wow. When did you move here?
2018.
Look at that.
Actually, late 19. My wife was here for the whole year by herself with my daughter. and I was there doing my degree. So I came. She moved here before me, and I came after that.
Oh wow! Awesome. And
So
then now this is home.
this is home. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, home is India, but
Yeah, no,
this
I
is
get it. Yeah, UMC settled somewhere, but the heat though and the weather,
yeah,
for me did it, and I was like, yep, I go home.
very good. Yes, definitely cold, warmer than Boston, right?
Oh, big time, big time. I couldn't handle it. I don't think some people are just not adapt to that kind of weather. Some, especially I grew up in a country so hot. It's like we get rain, it gets chilly, that's it, and we don't have the snow. And being in Massachusetts was interesting. It was shocking at some point, but I was ready before I moved down. However, I didn't know the side effects of the weather on people. And you can see that so many people are just not themselves some part time of the year. And
You can be
when it's,
depressed, right?
yes, extremely depressed and
Mhm.
everybody's unhappy and everybody's locked in and it felt like prison to me.
Right.
And then you see when the summer comes, everybody's happy, or even like the fall, everybody's happy and then, open up a little bit, much better. And I like to observe a lot everywhere I go. So
Very
yeah,
nice.
hence Florida.
So, what kind of work do you do now?
Now I am an entrepreneur. I more like a creative director.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's I think when we met. I like to sell African handmade bags and baskets, especially when it comes to the baskets, where I make sure it's coming from my country, and I'm working with a group of women that I can help create jobs. So for me, that's been the business that I've been running for almost like what 3 4 years
Mm-hmm.
almost. And on the side, I also been working towards more helping people with coaching, with confidence, especially in posture, and using a technique that's very African, by the way.
I'm getting conscious about my own posture. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fix it, fix it. Straight up. We gotta sit up. Yeah, no, I'm serious. It's
Right.
like we don't realize every time I'm like this. I'm like, oh, get up. Whenever I'm conscious of it, it's changing right away. Yeah, and then the motivational speaker as well.
Very nice.
And I'm very, very excited in that journey. So finally feels like stepping into what I was called to do.
Very nice. Very inspiring. So you tell me, you have you looks like you were very proud of your culture, of your
Yeah.
originality, your home, Senegal, Dakar, your languages,
Yeah.
and you're not trying to hide any of that.
Yeah.
And where do you get that confidence from? And why do you do this? Because you, instead of some people I know, not everybody, will try to hide their nativeness. Like some Indian folks will try to hide that the fact they wouldn't speak Hindi in front of other people
Mm-hmm.
because English is kind of like that they won't assimilate well, and they try to speak in English. But
Mm-hmm.
and I find that because it comes from a place of low self-esteem.
Indeed.
What
Indeed.
tell me more about this.
Well, the beautiful part is life and nobody's perfect, right? Deepak. And the fact that I'm a first generation immigrant is, for me, it was very, very important to stay who I am. I didn't have anyone trying to stir me away from being myself. However, being in a different environment and being here, I did lost myself for quite a while before I finally stepped into my 100% true self. Before that, yes, I would speak my language, and I thought that people who just stick with themselves, for example, if you're an immigrant and you stick with only people from your country and you're not trying to blend in because you're in America, then you're missing out. But also, if you're trying to blend in so much, then you forget who you are, then you are not yourself. So getting into that middle ground has been very hard. However, the confidence, honestly, for me, came from my upbringing. I'll say my mom. That's the first thing I can think about. And throughout life, just accepting who you are fully and being 100% authentic has boosted my confidence, because you know your personality, you know your character, you know you're not trying to fake it or step out of your shoes, let's say. And that just helps you be more who you are. And the confidence, I can think about the multiple places where it came from, but those are the two that I can think about. I really needed to be myself at some point.
Do you think like trying to hide who you are, it can get exhausting,
It is exhausting.
and it can be not be good for your mental health? So you
Oh,
thought, like, instead of trying to hide, I'm just going to be who I am. Is that
It is extremely detrimental when it comes to hiding who you are, not being yourself. It's harmful to the point, not only low self-esteem, and whatever you're trying to blend in or hiding or trying to adjust to, it's not your fort. So then you're weak. And mentally, it's not good because somehow your body, your mind, your heart will tell you things are wrong, especially your intuition. That will keep knocking no matter how many times you try to blend in or be who you're not. It will always tell you. The environment is gonna feel unhealthy. Your life is gonna feel okay, but there's always something missing. And most people don't connect that. And that brings the low self-esteem and therefore the mental health issues. And therefore, yeah. And then therefore, yes, it could be very, very harmful. And most people don't think about anxiety, depression, and all that. It's just the environment you're in and trying to be the person that you're not, or trying to do things that are not for you. And there's so much to it. And then therefore the side effect is definitely mental health issues or mindset, or can be in so many.
Do you think this is not only about different nationality or culture, or but it also applies to other aspects of life? Like suppose if I'm overweight, or I'm gay, or if I am a small man, small person, or a small woman, or something, or tall, or like freakishly tall. Do you think what you're saying is applies to, you have to accept who you are, right?
Who you are.
And it's
Acceptance.
not about only you coming to a different country.
No. Self-acceptance is the most important self-love that we can give to ourselves. And by not accepting yourself, then you're trying to be someone you're not. And trying to be someone you're not, how does it end?
But if you don't accept or like yourself, then how can you expect other people to
Like you. I always talk about it, and self-acceptance is the key. And then it's not only the body, like, yes, accept yourself from head to toe.
Mm-hmm.
Accept yourself, create a character. That's you. And accept yourself and love yourself so deeply, it's you allow the people who can accept you also as you are. And that's just it. If you don't accept yourself, then you will allow people who don't even know who you are to try to get into your life or tell you or stir maybe things away from you. It could be convincing you to do things that you don't want, or like that don't align with your character or your personality. And that's not acceptance. That's not, and then therefore you're doing things that are not you, and that's not reflecting how you should feel. And therefore, yeah, accepting yourself from head to toe. For me, it took me a while, for example, as an immigrant, coming here. And of course, for me, it was like seeing America on the TV. And then you come here and then you see America and you're like, okay,
you being inside the TV?
yes, it's like, okay, wait, let me back up, let me pause, let me contemplate this, let me see what is going on. Um, but then it takes a lot to learn to adjust. This is a new environment.
Right.
It's a new world, it's a new tradition, it's a new culture. Mm-hmm. And therefore, for someone like me, born and raised in a different culture, different tradition, I'm still dealing with a lot, trying to accept myself, who I am, and then understand, regardless, even if I'm born and raised here, doesn't mean I belong all the time. You know, I'm my own person. And then you come here, you're like, okay, so how do I adjust? But how do I adapt into this world? It's easy to start away from who you are. Very easy. Just like a slap, like boom, it's gone. Who are you? You're lost. You're doing what everybody's doing because you want to belong, and you lose your accent or you don't speak your language because people don't understand it or they're going to make fun of you. But then you realize that all those things that you're hiding, that's what not only make you who you are, but also special and unique. And you have an advantage over everybody, and most people do not embrace it. So self-acceptance is a key to unlocking that confidence, that self-esteem.
Thank you. As a person from Senegal, African person, as an immigrant in America, when you conduct your meetings, you give your motivational talks, and how do people in corporate America or other places you go to see you at first, and how does your identity make what you do better, or or does it hamper?
Interestingly, because this is new, I didn't look like this a few years ago.
Mhm.
Just so to give you an example and give you a perspective, I was probably the girl who did like a lots of weave, tried to blend in. This is a new trendy bag. I'm gonna get it. This is not following,
Mhm.
right? And stepping into my powers and who I am now, you'll be surprised because everywhere I go, I can see that everybody's craving to be themselves and they admire if someone is themselves. Like, oh my God, it's the amount of compliments I get and the amount of people take pictures of me on the street without asking. It's ridiculous. And then it's not that I am special, I'm unique, yes, exotic, blah, blah, all that. But the secret is being yourself will just make you feel so whole to the point people will admire that, but they don't see a reflection of themselves in you somehow. And then they admire, they want it so badly, they don't know how to do it. So it's been an interesting transition in a way that I am accepted mostly where I go. But some people come to me and like, I really love that you do love your heritage and then be who you are and represent yourself as a true African. And some people is like, who are you? Where are you from? They don't know. They want to know. And some people are like, oh, they want to copy. I want what you have. I want to do it to you. I want to be like you. Mm-hmm. And so there are different answers to that, honestly, depending on where I go, depending on the crowd, depending on the people and how they feel about themselves.
But mostly it's must be good enough for you to keep wanting to do it more.
Yes. Yes. To a point, I do want to give more. I want to say more. I want to inspire more because I know I have so much that's not told. I have so much that's not out there, and I can help educate. I can help inspire. I can help teach. And then, especially when it comes to that, like for people, when they see me, it's like, where are you from? That's the first question. Oh, are you a model? No, I'm not a model just because I have this style. Or Grace Jones. Oh my God, Grace Jones. I'm like, oh, hi. I didn't know who she was, honestly. And I had to, after I did this style, for example, hairstyle, I had to learn who she was. And, I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, I feel good. Call me Grace Jones, no problem. So it just depends. People will put labels on you. People will judge you based on whatever they see. And by just interacting with them, they will see that you're normal, human, you're a person who just loves yourself so much and accepts yourself so much, and you're being yourself so much. And usually it's inspire them after a few exchanges. So
Do you think just being true to yourself also helps when you're actually giving somebody a motivational talk because
yes,
you already right? I mean, if you're not accepting who you are, then it's hard for you to transfer that energy, right?
you can't. And being with yourself will also build up that energy. It's so natural. You don't have to.
Wow, natural becomes automatic, right?
It's so natural.
Wow, it's beautiful. What do you already have a company, or you want to have a company of some your training coaching company? Where how can people find you?
Find me. I am on social media a lot. I am a millennial, but social media, I go with the flow. I have seen when internet started. I've seen when phones started. When I was back in my country, and I've seen how we are moving forward and evolving as human being. And online has been my platform for the last 10 years, I would say. So at Therese underscore my last name MBAYE. So
That's
at
Instagram.
Therese, yes, that's my Instagram at Therese underscore May. I had my website, thetheresespeaks.com, but I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't want to be Therese Speaks. I'm rebranding right now. Also, email works, but when you usually go on my Instagram or on my Facebook, which is both the same name, Therese Bay, you will find all the links necessary, all the contact information, or theresespeaks@gmail.com is also pretty easy.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time, and it was. I mean, I'm feeling inspired. I need to work on my posture and also accept who I am.
Just up,
Just
accept
up,
for
like
yourself
that.
who you are.
Yes.
And then just to add on that,
Yeah.
with the confidence coaching, especially, I it's something that was kind of a cultural awakening for me. Because growing up, I could see the kids that I grew up with, and including me, how being outdoors and doing certain activities and could help them with their posture, but also confidence. And I came in here, I have two girls now, And I realized that, wow, there's a lot of this culture that's limiting, especially young girls and then kids, to be themselves. It's kind of, and I've seen it, and
When you
it's
say this
probably
culture, you mean American culture?
American culture.
Okay.
Yeah. And they do need a lot more work when it comes to self-esteem. So I created this confidence coaching where I use I don't know if you saw me do it, where do the head carrying, which is an African and then also Indian. It's like almost everywhere in the world. It's just been such an amazing practice. It's scary when you see it, very intimidating, but it's very good for posture and confidence. And so I teach the young girls how to build a good posture, and then of course work on their confidence with a lot of affirmations and things about themselves they don't think about on a daily basis, or maybe their parents are busy, they don't have time to teach them or talk about it. So that's why honestly I became a coach where I can help people. And the motivational speaking part, please give me a mic and I will tell you, because I've been through a lot of things in my life that helped me get to the place I am today, so I can speak like this and stay authentic. And then gives us examples that people can relate to. Yeah, and I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was
It's
such
a
a
pleasure to have you.
pleasure. Thank you.